Wanted to chat just for a moment before we begin. This morning, the theme came to me. So I already knew what pose I was going to be doing and generally what chakra I was going to be bringing in, but I didn't really have a theme yet. And a lot of times I will wait until, I don't like to say I wait till the last minute, but whenever I lead retreats and things, I might have a general idea, but I always like to wait and see what's going on in the world rather than planning way too far ahead. So right now I think it's really possible for a lot of you to feel like I do, which is kind of helpless with what's going on in the world today. So there's been some news lately about just some injustices happening. And then of course we've got the COVID going on. And so it's really easy to fall into a state of kind of despair and just feeling helpless, right? So myself, I try not to watch the news and things like that because I can easily get into that place and I just feel so much empathy, right, for the people that are being affected by these things. And so I just wanted to share something with you that really helps me to stay afloat in these times. So on the surface or to outside people, it might look like I'm just kind of pulling the wool over my eyes, which is really not what I'm doing. I don't want to get into the place of low vibration, and it's really easy to get into that place. So what I want you to think about is one of the best things that you can do to create change on the planet and to help with healing the planet, healing people on the planet, lifting the vibration of the planet is to work on yourself and to raise your own vibration. Because if you believe like me, we believe that we create our own reality. Okay, so you have to do the inner work first. Your outer reality is just a reflection of your inner reality. Okay, so it's very empowering to believe that you are doing something by doing your meditation practice, by doing your yoga practice, by reading, great books that raise your vibration, by dancing and doing things like that, and just trying to be full of love. So by doing those things, you aren't pulling the wool over your eyes. Instead, you're really doing something powerful to create change, okay? Because it's really important that we're not trying to fight against things, because the more we fight against things, the more of that is created. So it's really important not to be in that vibration, but instead raise the vibration, and that's what we're going to be doing today in our yoga practice. So today we'll be working on building our internal strength and focusing on the solar plexus chakra by building some heat and also focusing on some twisting postures and maybe some abs. We'll see. All right, so find your comfortable seat. This can be easy seated pose in Sukhasana or just some other cross-legged position. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones so that you're sitting right on top of the sitting bones so the tailbone's not tucking under. Okay, so tilt the pelvis so you're right on top of the sitting bones and your front hip bones are level to the back hip bones. From here, really reach the rib cage up, not just the chest, but the back ribs as well, creating length in the spine. And do a couple shoulder rolls, maybe a couple head rolls just to get loosened up here and be comfortable in your easy seated pose. Now remember, if your tailbone keeps tucking under seated here, feel free to pull off a couch cushion or a bolster and sit on top of that so you can bring your pelvis into neutral. From here, we're going to do a mudra with our hands called Rudra Mudra, okay? So what I want you to try to do is bring the tips of your thumb, pointer, and ring fingers together. So you're going to have your middle fingers up as well as your pinky fingers. So those are extending out. Turn the palms open and place them onto your knees. So again, you're bringing the tips of the thumb, pointer, and middle finger together. This is called Rudra Mudra, and it's really good to increase your internal strength. It's good for the solar plexus or the Manipura chakra. Okay, reach the back of the crown of the head up towards the sky and close your eyes. So from here, just start to notice how you're feeling today, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Getting in tune today with our practice with your inner strength so that you can feel empowered. You're way more powerful than you think. You can create a lot more change than most of us are aware of. So tapping in and tuning into that today. Start to deepen your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. See if you can start to breathe into 4 and out to 4. So I'll do it with you. Exhale to begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And do that for a couple more rounds. And as you do that, draw the lower belly gently in and up, drawing the energy up, drawing that prana up, and let the low ribs expand, mid ribs, upper ribs in every direction. And then as you exhale, soften all the way down. Inhale, draw the energy up. Exhale, release anything that's standing in the way of developing your own personal power, your own inner strength. Do a couple more rounds like that, and if you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, you can begin that now. That's valving the back of the throat, making the sound. This is a good breath to build some internal heat. And make sure that your face is relaxed, your forehead, the space in between your eyebrows and your jaw. Now we'll incorporate a mudra. On your inhale, think I am. On your exhale, powerful. Inhale, I am. Exhale, powerful. Inhale, I am. Exhale, powerful. Good. Now circle your hands together in front of your heart into prayer. Let's begin our practice and create our sacred circle together, whether you're watching it live or the replay. Let's do that with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Good. And then as you exhale, bow your head. Blink your eyes open. Bring your hands to your knees and just let your head hang here, stretching the neck and upper back. And then roll your head over to the right. Draw your left shoulder down. And roll your head forward and to the other side. And forward and to the first side. And forward and to the second side. Good. Bring your head back down to center. Let your head hang. Take another breath. And blink your eyes open. And lift your head. All right, great. So bring your arms up as you inhale. Reach the arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, twist to your right. Left hand to your right knee. Opposite hand behind. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist, other side. Twisting from the mid and upper back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. So keep going, working with your breath. Inhaling as you reach up and lengthen. Exhaling as you twist. So to some of you, it might look backwards. As some of you know, I record on multiple devices, and I record on my camcorder. And so I'm mirroring for everybody watching in my camcorder, but sometimes Facebook flips me around, so I might look backwards. So I apologize for that. Inhale, reach your arms up, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, maybe even on a sigh. Just let go of anything that you've worked up to the surface. Inhale. Good. All right. Now bring your knees out in front of you, keeping your legs crossed. Let's rock and roll 3 times, getting the energy flowing through the spine. Hey. One more. And then you can come up onto your knees and then onto your feet, sorry, and then come to your hands and knees. So coming into your tabletop position with your wrists directly under the shoulders and your knees directly under the hips, and the shins are parallel to the long edge of the mat. Okay, as you inhale, start to look out in front of you, draw your chest forward, shoulders back, just look out, not up. Exhale, round the back, chin to the chest. Inhale, look out in front of you, chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, round, tuck the tailbone down. Good, keep going. Inhale, look out, lengthening the spine. Exhale, round. Even around the shoulders. 2 more. Work with your breath. So still breathing into 4 and out to 4. Don't rush it. If we rush the breath, then we rush the movement, but rushing the breath can cause exactly what the things that we're doing yoga for: anxiety, stress, overwhelm. Okay, and then come back to neutral. From here, bring your knees as wide as your mat, and then your big toes can come in and touch, and we'll move into thread the needle. So bring the left arm, thread the left arm under the right armpit. Now have your left arm flat on the ground in the back of the hand. Push the back of the arm and hand into the ground. That's going to help you to feel more of a stretch in the back shoulder. Okay, now push into the right hand as you twist and open up the belly. So twist the belly, getting into the spine. Try to get this right shoulder, the top shoulder, back. Breathing here, the head should be on the ground. If it doesn't feel good, you could do some sort of other seated twist. That would be fine. Okay, come back to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, other side. So the left elbow is pointing up. Push into the left hand and roll the top shoulder back. Push the back of the right arm and hand into the ground. Head is on the mat. Relax and breathe. Make sure you're not clenching your teeth. And come back to center. And then bring your knees directly under your hips again for tabletop. Now what we're going to do is some rib cage circles. So we're really trying to get into the spine since our pinnacle pose is a twist. So it's kind of like cat-cow. You're going to round the back, but then you're going to bring the ribs around and down. Okay, so think that there's like a crayon, right, on your tailbone, and you're drawing a circle on the wall behind you with your tailbone. So the movement starts at the tailbone and in the pelvis, but it'll move all the way through the spine and you'll feel it up through the shoulders. Go the other way. This might be kind of tricky. It kind of takes some brain power to be like, all right, how do I do that? Make sure you're breathing, and at any time during your practice, feel free to exhale through the mouth, just letting go again of anything you're working to the surface. 1 more. Awesome. Okay. Now, bring the knees back a couple inches. Spread the fingers apart and have the pointer fingers pointing straight forward. Make sure that all of your knuckles are pushing down into the mat. Okay, that'll take the pressure off the wrist. So push the knuckles down right here, these knuckles of all the fingers. Curl the toes under and lift the knees up off the mat. Now bend the knees, push into the knuckles, and send the hips up and back so you're in a straight line from the wrists all the way up to the hips, and let the head hang loose so that your ears are in line with your upper arms. We're not trying to bring the crown of the head down towards the ground, okay? So really pushing into the knuckles and sending the hips up and back. Remember that if you are one of those people, one of those few people that have a bendy back, okay, you want to instead draw your navel towards your spine instead of pushing your chest towards your legs. Roll the upper arms away from each other and roll the forearms in. Breathe here. Okay, so from here, come forward to plank. Okay, have your shoulders a little bit past your wrists for plank, and then bring your knees down. Slowly lower down, squeezing the elbows in, and lower all the way down to the belly. Now, if you have your blocks, grab those. If you don't, it's okay. It's just... if you don't have blocks, let me show you what you can do. You can be on your knees and just do little tiny tricep push-ups. Okay, or you can do ones where you go all the way to 90 degrees. But if you have your blocks, grab those and place them under your shoulders on the medium height. Bring your hands beside your chest and almost under the elbows, okay? So now your shoulders are resting on your blocks. Curl the toes under and then lift the belly up off the mat so you're on your knees. This is chaturanga. Okay, so for those of you that have heard of this pose before but you weren't sure exactly how to do it, this is it. If you feel fine here, you can lift the knees off the mat. So you could technically have the blocks on the high height. That's probably a little bit better alignment, but sometimes it's a little bit wobbly. So try to take a couple breaths here. It's really hard. And then lower down. All right, so if that was really challenging for you, I want you to work on that this week. Try to do it 3 times every day, okay? Curl the toes under and then push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now let's walk the dog this time. Push one heel down and the other heel down. Good, and walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming into your Tadasana feet or your standing mountain pose feet so your big toes can be touching. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, reach the heart forward and the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. Feel free to bend the knees. You don't need to touch the ground. If you do, fine, but don't reach for it. Let the arms and head hang and just breathe here. Again, knees can be bent so you can tip the pelvis forward and point the tailbone more up towards the sky. That'll help bring length into the low back. Ground down into all 4 corners of the feet. Look out in front of you. Inhale, rise all the way up. Circle the arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, bring the hands down through center. Hold here with your hands in prayer in Tadasana legs. Come back to your breath here. Draw the lower belly gently in and up and expand in every direction as you inhale. Outer body softens as you exhale. Good. Okay, now interlace your hands behind your back. Do a big shoulder roll. Now, I want you to start to pull the hands away from the back, but I don't want you to jut forward like this. So keep your upper body nice and straight, okay? Keep your tailbone lengthened down, pelvis neutral, abs engaged slightly, and then pull the hands away from you. Pull the chin back in space. Good. And then bring the arms by the sides into Tadasana. So remember, for Tadasana, big toes are touching if possible, okay? And unless you feel really wobbly, then you could have the feet about fist width, but no wider than that, okay? Now really ground down into all 4 corners of the feet. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, fold. Let the arms and head hang. Inhale, come halfway up to your monkey pose. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, push forward with the toes so the shoulders come forward, knees can come down. Exhale, lower down. Squeeze the elbows in, chest lands first. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up, push into the knuckles. Exhale, lower down, curl the toes under. Now draw the shoulders away from the ground. Lift the belly first. Then push up to the knees. Okay, that might be impossible. That's okay. And then exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you're working on your Sanskrit, practice the name with me. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now you can stay here or practice 3 bunny hops, or you can take a little rest in child's pose or sitting back on the heels. If you want to do the bunny hops, it'll build some heat. So walk your feet in a couple inches, big toes touch, bend your knees. Inhale, look forward. At the end of the exhale, little or big hop. So do 3. Not feeling very light today. I don't know about you guys. Walk the feet forward towards the hands, coming back into your mountain pose feet. So big toes touching. Inhale, reach the heart forward, monkey pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Uttanasana. Push down into the feet, look out. Inhale, rise up, circle the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands down through center. Breathe here. Feel free to take some cleansing breaths again, in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go of what you're working up to the surface. All right, now bring your arms down by your sides. Exhale, push down into all four corners of the feet. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. Exhale, lean over to your right, hips to the left. Inhale, rise up, switch wrists. Exhale, other side. Inhale, up, reach both arms up. Exhale, let the arms float down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Palms touch. Exhale, fold. Let's do one more sun salutation, A. Inhale, come to your flat back, monkey pose. Exhale, step back to plank. I like to break these first ones down. Go nice and slow. Inhale, push forward. Knees can come down or stay lifted. Either way, chest needs to land first. Okay, so uncurl your toes. Inhale, chest forward and up. Keep the chin tucked slightly. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Try to lift the belly first. Inhale, push up to plank or modified plank. Exhale, hips up and back. So here in your down dog, you want to be in a straight line from the wrists to the hips. So if you have an angle at the armpit, a good way to get rid of that is to bend the knees. Okay, so then push the hips up and back. Heels do not need to be on the ground. Breathe here. Good. Okay. So walk your feet in a couple inches. And then inhale, lift your right leg up and back. And then exhale, bring it through however you can get it there in between your hands for a low lunge. Bring your back knee down. Okay, and then slowly rise up for Koundinyasana or kneeling warrior. So for this pose, make sure that your knee's not past your ankle. Okay, so you want to walk your right foot forward so the knee's right on top of the ankle, right above it. Okay, back toes can be curled under or uncurled. I like mine curled under personally. Lengthen your tailbone down so that your pelvis is neutral and your low back is long. And then push your right knee forward without letting it go past the ankle and without letting your booty pop out. So you want to pull back a little bit so you can keep a neutral pelvis. Front hip bones level to the back hip bones, tailbone pointing down. Hands to the heart or arms up. And then wrap the shoulders. So this is the action we also want in down dog. Roll the shoulders away from each other, relaxing the traps here, having more space for the neck. If you're practicing the Sanskrit, it's Koundinyasana. Good. So inhale, lift the ribs up. Now exhale, bring the left hand down to the ground on the inside of the right foot, right hand to the right knee. Walk the right foot over. Now maybe even bring the left knee back an inch or two. Turn the right toes out just a tiny bit and make sure that your right knee is right on top of the ankle and pointing in the same direction as the toes. Okay, a lot of times the foot's pointing forward and the knee's going out. That's really bad for the knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, twist towards your lifted knee, towards your knee that's in front. Make sure here that you're not dumping into the bottom shoulder. So push into the hands so you can find a lot of space in between the shoulder and the ear. If you feel good here, lift the top arm. So this is a twist. Make sure you're twisting towards your belly should be by your right knee. Now, if you feel great here, you can have the back toes curled under and lift the back knee. Breathe here. So if the back knee's lifted, push the left heel back, right knee forward at the same time. Good. Release. You can come to downward facing dog, move through a vinyasa, or take a resting pose of your choice. I'll talk you through a vinyasa. Inhale, forward to plank, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, lower, chest lands first, with or without the knees, uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up, Bhujangasana, cobra. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Inhale, push up in a straight line. Exhale, hips up and back. Big toes touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, bring it through however you can get it there. Low lunge, back knee down. Rise up. Do whatever you did with the back toes. Do the same thing on this side. Lengthen the tailbone down. Push the hips forward without letting the booty pop out. Left knee's directly on top of the ankle, not past. Arms up, wrap the shoulders. Find your gazing point on your inhale, I am. Exhale, powerful. Why don't we even do our mudra? So pointer finger, thumb, and ring finger touching. So your middle finger and pinky are extended. I am. Powerful. Relax your face. So instead of just saying it, saying the affirmation, try to feel it. Try to be it. Believe it. I am. Powerful. Good. All right. Now, left hand to the left knee, right hand down to the ground. Walk your left foot over. Turn the toes out slightly and bring your back knee back an inch or two. Left knee's pointing in the same direction as the toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist towards your left knee. Make sure not to dump into the bottom shoulder. You want a lot of space in between the shoulder and the ear. So on your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keep your left hand on the knee or up. If you feel great here, lift the back knee. Push the back heel back, front knee forward. And twist. Release. Vinyasa. Okay, so you can full stretch in down dog. Inhale forward to plank, shoulders past the wrist. Exhale, lower with or without the knees, elbows point back. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, chest forward and up, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under. Inhale, push up in a straight line. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So we'll stay here for a few breaths, or you could take child's pose or sit back onto your heels in Vajrasana. Wherever you're at, turn your gaze inward and come back to your breath. If you're using Ujjayi, come back to that, valving the back of the throat. Otherwise, just nice deep yogic breaths, breathing into 4 and out to 4. Couple more breaths. Okay, so if you're not in your down dog, make your way to your down dog. Big toes touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, bring it through, low lunge, however you can. Now, start to walk the back foot in a tiny bit, flatten the back heel as you can. It might be a little too much on the calf, so feel free to keep it lifted until you come up, then flatten the back foot for warrior 1. Okay, so right knee's pointing, or right foot's pointing straight forward. Left toes are pointing towards the front left corner of the mat, so they're turned out a tiny bit. Okay, you want your feet like they're on train tracks here. Lengthen your tailbone down, so we're not trying to go as far as humanly possible into a warrior 1 and booty pops out, compressing the low back. Okay, so lengthen the tailbone down, right knees towards 90 degrees, arms up, wrap the shoulders. Let's do our Rudra Mudra. Hope you guys are getting sweaty, because I'm getting sweaty. We're almost to our pinnacle pose. Okay, so inhale, reach up. Now, exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee and your right hand to your hip. So coming into a twist. So feel free to stay here, or we're gonna go in to revolved side angle. So you cross the left elbow over the right knee, palms together. This is really tricky. Right elbow points up, fingertips point towards the front. Okay, so traditionally the left heel is down, but that can be really hard, right? So you can lift the back heel if needed. Try to really suck the right hip back in space so that you're not letting the booty pop out to the side. Twist, twist, twist from the mid and upper back. All right, good. Now slowly come up and all the way into your warrior 2. So open up. Whew, man, I'm feeling this in my right leg. I got to straighten my leg for a second. All right, so bend your right knee, walk your right foot over so the heel is now in line with the back arch of the foot. So heel to arch alignment. Level out the pelvis, arms up. Feel free to straighten the leg for a second if you need to. And breathe, Virabhadrasana 2. Right knee stays directly on top of the ankle, then pull the back hip open only as much as you can go without the knee turning in. Key is that the right knee is pointing forward. Left hand to the left leg, right palm up, inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach over the back leg for a side stretch. Inhale, come up. Exhale, windmill both hands on either side of the right foot into a lunge. You can lift the back heel, vinyasa or down dog or resting pose. I'll talk you through the vinyasa. Inhale forward, shoulders past the wrists. Exhale, lower. That should take 4 counts, so don't drop down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Curl the toes under. Inhale, push up. That should even take 4 counts. Exhale, hips up and back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bring it through. Okay, walk the back foot in slightly, flatten it when you can, and then slowly come up. Don't worry, you guys, this is our last flow before the pinnacle pose. All right, so again, Virabhadrasana 1, this is a closed hip pose. For those of you that are my teacher trainees, we want the hips pointing forward. Back right toes pointing towards the front right corner of the mat. Back heel is down, feet are on train tracks. Lengthen the tailbone down, getting the pelvis as neutral as possible to protect the low back. Arms up, wrap the shoulders, Rudra Mudra. Whew. Take some cleansing breaths. I am powerful. Okay, inhale, reach up. Now exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee, starting to twist, left hand to your left hip. Twist, 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 straight, stay there, or cross the right tricep over the left leg. Lift the back heel if needed, it's fine. Try to suck the left hip back in space. Oh goodness, my puppy's tired. Good, okay, so slowly come up. You're gonna have to find gazing points all the way up. Open yourself up into your warrior 2. So now your feet are not in the correct stance, right? So open up the right foot a little bit. Walk your left foot over so that your left heel's in line with the arch of the back foot. You might even need to take a longer stance. Warrior 2. Gaze out through the left middle finger. Level hips. Left knee's directly on top of the ankle, not going in or past. Open up the pelvis as much as you can without the knee turning in. Whew. All right, right hand to the right leg, left palm open. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach over. Inhale, come up. Exhale, windmill both hands down on either side of the left foot, vinyasa or down dog. So inhale, you can come forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come back down. Curl your toes under. Inhale, push up. Exhale, hips up and back. So let's hold down dog, or please take a resting pose of your choice. You might want to take a resting pose because we are going to do the pinnacle pose next. Although you're going to have a chance to rest as you watch me. Whew. Wherever you're at, just take a couple cleansing breaths, maybe a couple cleansing sighs. The louder and stupider you can sound on your exhale, the better it feels. So just trust me on this one. All right. Now, watch me. So you can come to seated if you like, whatever feels good for you, and just take a moment to watch me do this pinnacle pose. All right, so this pose is called Ekapada Koundinyasana 1. Okay, this one's actually, it's much easier than the second one. The second one is not a twist, and maybe we'll do that soon, but I wanted to do this one first. So let me just show you how we're gonna come into it. So first of all, we'll work on getting into side crow, because that's really the first, well, that's not the first step. I'll show you what the first step is. Don't do it yet, just watch me. So what I'm gonna do is have my knees, I'll show you this way. I'm gonna have my knees pointing this way, and I'm gonna start to twist this way, okay? So in the opposite direction. I'm going to take my left hand and push my knees away from me and maybe even pull the belly over your legs, right? Whatever. Some of us, we've got bellies like I do. You just pull it over your leg. Who cares? Okay, push it over. Now, you could stay here. This could be your Ekapada Koundinyasana 1 today, okay? If you're in my teacher training, say that with me. Ekapada Koundinyasana 1. Now let's say it fast. Ekapada Koundinyasana 1. Yay, I'm trusting you did it great. All right, so from here, we're just going to hook the arm, just watch me, and we're going to do some little push-ups. Okay, now I am going to let you cheat. Okay, so watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the cheater version. If you already have this pose down, I'll show you the uncheater version. But the cheater version is like this. You rest your side body right here on this left arm, okay? So what I'm gonna do is come down like this. See how I'm resting on my arm? Okay, so my right elbow is going, or sorry, my left elbow is going towards my left hip. I'm not gonna mirror you because I'll get confused. So I'm going like this and I'm laying down. Now you saw that side, so I'm gonna turn over here so you can see what this part of my body's doing. Okay, so I'm going to come down. Now this is why chaturanga is so important, right? And why I made you do it with the blocks. You hated me for doing it, but this is why. Okay, so from here you lift the bottom foot, then the top foot. That's side crow. But then extend, extend. Okay, so that's our pinnacle pose. Now that's the cheater version because we're resting. Whew, I don't even know if I can do the uncheater version, but I'm going to try and I'm going to show you. So the, I don't know what a better name for uncheater is, but so instead of resting here, the problem with resting there, if you guys can watch my shoulder, see how my shoulder dumps down? See how that shoulder comes down? That's the issue with resting here, but it's very satisfying and gratifying to get your feet off the ground. So I think it's, you know, there's some merit in doing the cheater version. Now, the uncheater version, you can't rest. You can't rest on your side. It sucks. It's really hard. Okay, but I mean, all good things don't come easy, right? So we have this arm kind of free. I'm only balancing on the left arm now. Side crow. Oh my gosh, it's like 100 times harder. Whew. Okay, so you choose what you're gonna do today. Do the cheater version if you don't have this pose nailed yet, okay? If you do, then try the cheater version. And some of you dudes, you might be able to just go right into the second version. Maybe some of you ladies too, but usually, you know, men are just usually stronger in the upper body, so you can try it. So I'm gonna talk you through it, and I'm not gonna mirror you though. So let's do it first where turn the knees to your right. So if you're looking at me, turn your knees to your right. So I'm going to look like I'm doing the opposite of you. Turn your knees to the right. Now, square your chest off towards me. Okay? All right, now, bring your right hand down to the ground and push your knees away from you with your left hand. So you're twisting. Pull your belly over your knees, if needed. Now, you're going to hook your left arm. I am trying to mirror you. You're going to hook your left arm. Oh, actually, I'm not mirroring you. So hook your right arm and bring your right hand to the ground. See, it's hard to teach. If you know it's hard to teach, you know it's hard to do. So then from here, you can start to come down, do some push-ups. That might be where you stay today. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yikes, there's the ground. Okay, if you want to go the next place, you're going to have to trust yourself a little bit. You're going to come all the way down until you can lay on your left arm. Okay, so you're going to come all the way down and rest your left side onto your left arm. I'm going to come look at you guys in a second that are practicing with me live. Then from there, you'll lift the bottom foot, then the top foot. That's a great place to stay. If you can get that, then you'll extend the left foot out and the right leg back. So we call this the workshop portion of the class. So just give it a try, take a break, and then give it a try again. Okay, so you can come down, lift the bottom foot first, then the top foot. Then extend bottom foot, top foot. Okay. Okay, so again, I'm going to show you how much I'm laying on this arm, you guys. Some of you I don't think are putting as much weight on this arm as you could be. So I'm going to lay all the way down on it. My right hip is on my right elbow. Okay, here. You can extend both legs out at once, but I don't really like to do that. All right, so wrap it up. Wherever you're at, wrap it up. Whew. That was fun. That was fun. Everybody did great. Doesn't matter. Remember, it doesn't matter how far you get in these poses. It doesn't matter. It's not like you're a better yogi because you can get into these poses, okay? As I say over and over and over, you can be good at gymnastics and still be a crappy person or be unhappy or whatever. It doesn't mean that you're going to be enlightened once you can do these poses, okay? It's just something fun to work towards. Maybe it's not fun for you. It's fun for me, but don't stress yourself out about it. Okay, so find your comfortable seat. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones. So again, if you need to sit up on a couch cushion or something like that, that's fine. And just do a couple shoulder rolls. And let's come back into our Rudra Mudra and bring the tips of the thumb, pointer, and middle finger together. Ring finger together. Thumb, pointer, ring. And then your middle finger and pinky are extended. Turn the palms open and bring the hands back of the hands to the legs, to the knees. Reach the back of the crown of the head up towards the sky and close your eyes. Take a couple cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting go of anything that you've worked up to the surface so far. And again, you can always sigh. Now eyes are gently closed. Relax the forehead, relax the space in between the eyebrows, relax the jaw. Now start to let the heart rate slow down, and we'll help it a little bit by slowing down the breath. So now instead of inhaling to 4 and exhaling to 4, see if you can inhale to 4 and exhale to 5, 6, or 7. So letting the exhale now be longer than the inhale. This is called Visamavriti breath, or unequal breathing. It's a little bit more relaxing and grounding than the equal breath. So you're inhaling as far as you can go comfortably, and you're exhaling the same. Exhaling all the way out. On your inhale, think I am. Exhale, powerful. I am. Powerful. Do that a few more rounds. As you do this, bring your internal gaze to your solar plexus chakra, your Manipura chakra, which is a couple inches below the diaphragm, or like the sternum, and a little bit above the belly button. Just bring your awareness there. Bring your awareness to that energy center. Good. And then slowly lower your head just a little bit. Blink your eyes open and lift your head. Now you can release the mudra just by turning the palms over, dissolving the mudra down. Now, if you have your blocks, you can use those. You don't need blocks. We're going to go into a seated wide leg forward fold. You could also use like a stool or something, or your couch, and just come forward. Okay, we're not trying to get like the most intense stretch that there ever was. Really, we're using it more as a restorative pose. And in restorative poses, you're not really going for a huge stretch. We're going for more of an energetic outcome here. Whereas in yin yoga or in yin poses, you are trying to hold and feel more of a stretch. So in restorative, you just want to build the props up to where you feel maybe just a little bit of a stretch or sensation, okay? So you don't want to be going to where it's really feeling a big stretch. Just try to keep your toes pointing up as much as possible. Keep the spine as long as you can. And if you can rest your forehead on something, that's always great. It's very calming for the nervous system. So maybe be on your elbows on your blocks, and then bring your forehead to your thumbs with your hands in a fist. Whatever feels good for you. Close your eyes if that feels okay. Come back to that breath where you're letting the exhales be nice and long. Okay, and also come back to your affirmation. I am powerful. Let the face relax, the forehead and the jaw. With each exhale, relaxing a little bit more. And then slowly lift the torso. Keep your eyes closed or just have a soft gaze. And just notice how you feel after that forward fold. Notice if you feel any shift in your energy. Good. Lower your head slightly, blink your eyes open, and lift your head. So now we'll lay back and we'll go into bridge. So if you have a block, you can use that under your hips, okay, under your pelvis. Otherwise, you can just hold regular bridge. Okay, so you can lay back, bring your arms by your sides, have your block close. Arms by your sides, and roll the shoulders under your back. That'll lift your chest. Now you want your ankles to be directly under the knees. All right, and your feet and knees are hip width. From here, start to push into the feet and lift the hips. If you have a block, you can put that under your pelvis. Either way, and then rest your pelvis onto the block. Either way, you want to make sure that your tailbone is more pointing in the same direction as your knees, rather than letting the booty fall down and the tailbone point down, which will compress the low back. So draw the navel towards the spine a little bit, and draw your low ribs and hips towards each other to bring the pelvis more into neutral. Make sure to keep pushing into all four corners of the feet. And if you're not using a block, then you can just take a few breaths and then slowly lower down. If you're using a block, it's a lot easier to stay there. Either way, just make sure you're breathing. Now start to push into your feet, lift your hips, move the block, and then lower down. Nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring one knee in at a time towards the chest for Koundinyasana, double knee hug, and just rock a little bit from side to side, massaging the low back. From here, extend the legs out in front of you one at a time. Reach the arms overhead for a full body stretch. You can arch the back a little bit, reach, reach, reach. And then bring your arms by your sides. Roll your shoulders away from each other. Let the feet be about as wide as the mat, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Usually I do a little bit of a shortened Shavasana just whenever I'm filming, just because there's things that could happen. My dog could start barking, things like that. So you can always feel free just to turn me off now and then do your Shavasana on your own for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Otherwise, we'll do it together and just go with the flow. So start to, again, deepen your breath. With each exhale, visualizing, just letting go of a little bit more and more tension. Letting your outer body get heavier and heavier onto the mat. Let go of any tension in the forehead, the eyebrows, the space in between the eyebrows, your jaw, your throat and shoulders, your chest and your arms, and your upper back, your spine, your low back, your belly, your pelvis, your legs, and your feet. Just let the ground carry your body weight. If you hear a sound or a thought comes into your mind, just acknowledge it and let it go. Don't attach. Enjoy these last few moments here of Shavasana. And again, please feel free just to stay here. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath. And bring some movement back to the fingers and toes. Turn your head gently from side to side. And reach your arms overhead and your feet in the opposite direction for a full body stretch. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, and slowly roll onto your right hand side, using your right arm for a pillow. Just take a couple breaths here, feeling the lungs and ribs expand in every direction, the front and the back and the sides. With the strength of your arms, slowly push yourself up to an easy seated pose. Let your head be the last thing to come up. Come back to a cross-legged position. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones, sitting on top of the sitting bones. And lengthen the spine by reaching the back of the crown of the head up towards the sky. Eyes closed. Come back to your breath and your Rudra, Mudra, thumb, pointer, ring finger together. Come back to your breath. Notice how you're feeling now at the end of your practice. Compare how you're feeling mentally, physically, emotionally to when you first sat down on your mat with me today. Repeat your affirmation to yourself a couple more times. I am powerful. Feel free to say it out loud. Good. And then circle your hands together in front of your heart into prayer. Let's close our practice, show gratitude for our practice, and end our time together today with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Good, and then bow your head, bring your thumbs from your heart center up to your third eye, going down as far as it feels good for you, acknowledging the energy that's within you, around you, connects us all together and never goes away. That energy within me acknowledges the energy within you, and I thank you so very much for letting me guide you through your practice today. Namaste.